Among some of the, as I told you, some of the findings that will be revealed through the story are incidents of the fetus killing, are many incidents of specific killings of groups of Muslims in Naroda Party and other parts of Gujarat. The Gulbarg Society massacre. For the first time, will very clearly functionaries of several organizations will be seen talking about their role in it and what they did. Very alarmingly, there are people, including MLAs, talking about running bomb factories, how they prepared bombs, how they prepared arms and ammunition, how they shipped in arms and ammunition, how it was distributed, including one particular MLA who talks about putting together makeshift rocket launchers for use in what he terms the border. And we know what the border means in Gujarat, means where two communities divide their lines. So these are people who are on camera telling you in detail about it. A lot of these people who we have on tape, several of the names you recognize when you start seeing the tapes, even allude very, very clearly to the support and approval they got from the ruling Chief Minister Narendra Modi. I mean, how they were given 3 days to actually go ahead and do what they had to do. That was all the time they were given. And it's at different points, he did appear and actually bless them and say, you know, dhanya ho, you know, what you're doing is in a way a kind of a blessing. Then there is, the story really doesn't end there. The story is very, very wide-ranging. That's why we've given it 108 pages in the issue. The story then actually goes to how the justice end of it was subverted. Before that, we also get the police role, how the police participated in overseeing a situation and creating a climate where the massacres could take place. Also some policemen who actually actively shot Muslims and were involved in the actual killings. So these are things that you will are there in the story, plus the perversion of justice after it was all over. How the entire establishment then colluded to try and save all the people who had been involved in the riots, what all was done. And these are, again, as I said, from the words of people who are actually involved in it, including lawyers and advocates who are representing the state in the Nanavati Commission. And they have some pretty damaging things to say about their own role and the role of the state in trying to sort of derail the cause of justice. The reporter who worked on it, there was one reporter who worked on it continuously for 6 months. His name is Ashish Khetan. I think this is one of the greatest pieces of journalism in the history of Indian journalism. And this entire story was actually done by him. He was there for 6 months and he was doing this story, moving from different places. He came away and went back several times to chase new threads, to chase the story. The story began curiously at the time, just around the time of the art incident in Vadodara. That's the first time, soon around that time, when he went there to inquire into what was the reason for this kind of pathological kind of vandalism and hatred that seems to now describe Gujarat all the time. And when he went there to do this, other facets about the Gujarat story and what happened in 2002 began to unravel. And as he went deeper and deeper, more and more stories came tumbling out, and it became more and more grim as we went down. I mean, in these 6 months, it has been a very, very difficult story to come to terms with us also, because what has happened in Gujarat, and as a young reporter, I saw it happen in 1984 in the anti-Sikh riots, and that was problematic. But the thing about Gujarat is really problematic is it's happened in full media glare in 2002 with saturation electronic coverage, saturation web coverage, saturation print coverage. And for the nth time, we are facing a situation where mass misuse of law and order machinery is being allowed to go scot-free. And I think if there is a slap on the face of the idea of India today, it is Gujarat. It is a problem. Anybody going to Gujarat, anybody following the Gujarat story realizes that. I hope this story opens up some very, very important questions and leads to some kind of action. The action could have been of many kinds. Unfortunately, we haven't seen any of that in the last 5 years. It could have been both kind of the stern fist of law and order, as well as some kind of attempt to mend a very badly broken situation. But I don't think either of that has happened. And today we know that the role of the police, the role of the establishment continues to be very pernicious, even today. And the schism, if anything, has actually deepened.